How's it going, coaches? Thomas here from MyCoach AI, and today we have a very exciting video because I want to show you the team functionality inside of MyCoach AI. So this is going to be especially relevant for you if you are working with a team, maybe VAs, maybe shadow coaches, assistant coaches, anyone else who's going to be working kind of in your system and potentially even with clients. Very, very useful functionality. And I want to show you around a little bit of what the capabilities are because it can really make working in teams on MyCoach AI super, super smooth. And to start off, I'm going to go to a certain section here, which you may see in the top left corner, called Assistants. This is the main page where kind of the team management all starts and you building out from your own system towards a team-oriented system really starts, because every MyCoach AI account, to give some context, starts off with one main account, presumably the head coach or the business leader that may be you watching this video right now. One main account, one main dashboard, but then you can of course add team members to it, which you do on this very page. And I'll explain what happens when you do. Now, first of all, when you go to add any team members, you go to the assistance page, you press the button in the top right corner, purchase seats, and they are billed at $20 per seat per month. And what you can do is using the phone number and email, send anyone in your team an invite to come work within your system. And there's going to be some differences which we'll go over, but essentially what happens is the moment you send out that invite and this coach or this person working on your team logs in, they're going to have their own dashboard, their own login, their own dashboard looking quite similar to what you are seeing, their own very own dashboard, MyCoach AI account. But the differences on what they see might be a few of them. For example, they may not be able to invite new clients, as we'll see in a second. So this button won't be there. Or maybe the active client list won't consist of all people that are within your coaching, but only the ones that have actually been assigned to them for this assistant coach, for example, to manage. So their dashboard is going to be a little bit different based on how you've set up their permissions and which clients have been assigned. It all starts as soon as you invite those assistants, you see their profile here. And what we can do is manage their permissions. So if we open one of these up, say Ted Wilson here, we see a couple of permissions. First of all, we can allow this assistant to invite new clients, like I just mentioned. If you turn this off, it means that this button here will just simply not be there. Right? You can also allow clients to edit and delete all content, right? Can they work with programs and delete them and edit them, or can they only use them? And lastly, you can allow assistants to edit and delete global metrics. So your metrics, right? The same thing here with the content, but then with metrics. And below that, you see assigned to assistants. So we see here that Ted has 6 clients assigned to them, which is exactly what is going to show up for Ted when they log in on their dashboard. Under the active client list, they're going to see the 6 clients and not any other that have not been assigned to this assistant. Very easy to do because you can also just say, hey, I want all clients to be assigned to this assistant coach, or I want certain clients that are beginners, right? So do it by tag. You can say all those people will be assigned to this assistant coach. So it's very easy to manage that. And very important to note, the ones that they have not been assigned to, they absolutely do not have any access to. Okay, if you have not assigned a client to an assistant coach, they will not see any of their information, right? Very important for privacy reasons, of course. So you can manage permissions here per individual team member. What can they do? What can they not do? Which clients can they see and work with versus which ones can they not? And that all happens here on this main page. So that's your first step. Go invite your team members, set the right permissions for it in the way that they should see the system, and decide which clients they are going to be working with. You as the admin, of course, always have access to all of these permissions and features, as well as all clients within the system generally. So it all starts there. And this is already great because you can have different roles for different people within your team with different permissions, and that way work with teams super effectively. Now, there's something else very, very cool that we find in our messages for team functionality. Something very, very useful, which is that you as the admin account can go to any messaging section, right? And be, first of all, of course, in the conversation that you may have had with this client, but you have the ability to browse between conversations. So we see this option at the top only from the admin account, where you can choose if you want to browse through a conversation with a certain client and an assistant that they have been assigned to, right? Only, of course, if they have been assigned. Otherwise, the coach doesn't have access to their chat at all. But you can this way go through messages with clients and any of your team members and see what they are seeing, see what they are writing, and you can even write as them. Say our assistant Emma Cooper goes out of town for a week. Perfectly fine. We can talk through her account directly from the main admin account. Very useful. And once again, of course, these assistant coaches do not have the same ability. They only see their messages with them and the client specifically. Right? Another really good tool to keep track of what your team is doing, what actions are being performed, is actually found on your main dashboard. Right? So as the admin, you have here on the dashboard, below the recent client notifications, an activity log. And what you can see in the activity log is pretty much any time anyone makes certain changes in the system. So you can see history here that I made, certain changes to a certain program and these type of logs. But you can also see the same for your team. Right now, this is saying you, but it can also say one of our assistants' names and then what they did at what time, what date, to what program, to what client. Very clearly shows you all of the activity that's happening within your system. So you as the admin can just come in and review. Super useful as well. Those are the activity logs on the dashboard. A last really useful feature that we'll end with today is actually a shared team chat, because you may already know that MyCoach AI has group chats available. But what's very interesting, if I go to this internal chat here, is that these group chats can not only contain clients and you as the head coach, they can also be formed with any of your team members and, for example, not have any clients involved. So this internal chat here is actually a chat between, imagine here, between my main people working within the business, anyone who has access to the platform. So I can just directly message here with updates on the team, right? What changes are we making where? Who's taking care of that client in that moment and that session, right? You can communicate directly through the platform, through an internal chat, or of course, even just have your team be part of bigger group chats, which do have clients involved. So this is also really useful. Keep your chats internal. This way you're not just all working on the MyCoach AI system, but then messaging internally on another platform. That doesn't make sense. You can keep it all in here. So that's also very, very useful. Right? Now, that is a couple of the things that come included with Teams functionality. It's very, very useful stuff if you work in certain teams and your business is getting a little bit bigger and you maybe want to hire an assistant coach. You want to make sure that you can work as streamlined as possible. And that's exactly what these type of features allow you to do. So step number 1, go to your assistants tab here in the system, purchase your seats, set permissions, assign clients, and then from there you can work super efficiently, whether it's 1 or 2 people or you have a team of 10 behind you. All absolutely possible. And you don't know how to do it, it's pretty cool. Come check it out. If you want to know more about the MyCoach AI system and kind of what options these assistant coaches have the ability to work with, go check out more of our resources. There's a link in the description to our website where we have a lot more info for you. Or of course, check out some more videos here on our YouTube channel. And I'll see you in the next one.